How's it going, everybody? Welcome to week 7 of the MGL. This week we are playing against Maki, one of the owners of the league. Their team is below. They have some threats for sure. I think D tier Elekid is absolutely criminal. They've got like hard hitters and Inferno, Dragonair, Poniard, Drillbur, some great utility pieces, and like Clefairy. You got Primplup, Dolive, Corvus Squire, even Grimer, utility. It's pretty hard. We have the dark version on our team. Let's just hop right into it. First up, we are bringing fully Fizdef Sandygast with the Colbur Berry. My opponent has a lot of like knockoff capabilities or just dark move in general, like mainly Monferno and Poniard, and then Elekid as well. So I think the Colbur could be really nice to help 1v1 those guys. We are rocking just rocks, Shadow Ball, Earth Power, Shore Up, pretty standard stuff here. Max Fizdef. Would have liked to have Eviolite on this guy, but also I need to do nicknames. I need to remember that. But I wanted it on other Pokemon a bit more, so it is what it is. We're pretty much here to come in on the physical attackers and be able to take some hits pretty well. Second up, we've got Screen's Morgrim. We're not running Parting Shot this week because of Defiant Poniard and competitive Primplup is pretty scary. So likely just going to click T-Wave into those guys. But D-Gleam is pretty free into the whole team, except for Grimer, of course, but we're likely not staying in against that guy anyways. We have a pretty solid switch in at Sandygast. So we're just double screens like Clay, Prankster, of course. Third up, we've got Assault Vest Seadra. I've been liking Assault Vest Merchant. I think DD could have actually worked here, but the Clefairy is kind of an issue. So we're just rocking Surf, Ice Beam, Icy Wind, and Flip Turn. We don't really need Dragon Pulse because we can just Ice Beam that. And Icy Wind possibly slow down one of the faster Pokemon. Could be super solid in this matchup. Poison Point, of course, as well. Fourth up, we've got Dartrix. He's also missing ADVs. Kaboom. Dual Wing Beat knockoff Roost, and we are rocking Baton Pass just because I want a pivot on him. Dual Wing Beat knockoff pretty much hits everything but Poniard, but we can't hit him with Giga Drain anyways, so knocking it off is good enough for me. This is basically here for, the pretty much walls Poniard Drillbur. Poniard doesn't get knockoff yet, and it's fairly solid in Dragonair. Dragonair I do expect to be packing Ice Beam, even if it's physical, but kind of is what it is there. And then next up, we're rocking Porygon. We're actually more offensive this week because he could pack a lot of damage onto my opponent's team, especially with Download here. I think it's a bit better than Trace because they do have 3 Pokemon slower. I kind of want to be faster than those guys. But they do have some more like Fizdef Pokemon like Poniard and Drillbur. Both have quite a bit more physical defense. I think Corvus Squire is likely going to be more physical as well. Or Clefairy, one of the two at least. So being able to get a special attack boost on one of them. There's not really a lot of abilities we like to trace here. Could be super solid. We're rocking Tri Attack T-Bolt just because it's a neutral move to hit Poniard. And it hits some of the bulkier Pokemon for 2x, like Corvus Squire and Primplup. Recover T-Wave. Pretty standard stuff there. And then last up, we've got Assault Vest, Grimer, Alola. I'm actually missing AEVs here too. My bad. Poison Jab, Knockoff, Drain Punch, Shadow Sneak. Pretty standard stuff here. Dual Stab, Drain Punch to hit that Poniard, and then Sneak just for some priority. Never hurts for sure. I could also rock Ice Punch here, but I like that priority option in case one of Maki's mods gets a little bit out of hand, or we can always get an extra Poison Touch chance to proc on that Shadow Sneak, which is really solid. It's a squad for this week. Hope we can pull out the dub. I think we need to win the last 2 weeks to make playoffs. If we don't, I'm still happy with this league. I've had a lot of fun in it, but making playoffs would be nice, of course. So we're still going to try, of course. I think next week we do take on Darya, who is undefeated, so kind of scary there. We'll see how that goes, but let's hop right into the battle. All right, week 7 of the MGL. Bada boom, bada bam, bada beam. Let's see what Maki brought. Clefairy, Dragonair, Poniard, Inferno, Drillbur, and Grimer. Okay. Let me pull up my drafting page. See what I know. Elekid isn't here. There's also no Corvusquire, no Dolive. I think those are the three. No Prinplup either. Okay. They went with a pretty offensive team, it looks like. Hakamo just wasn't great here, fortunately. I do kind of like a Seadra lead. I think it's pretty solid into a lot of their team. Doesn't really have a bad, like, matchup, I would say, 1v1 in anything particularly. And it's faster than the whole team, bar any, like, Choice Scarfs or something, so that's also super solid. Clefairy lead. Okay. I'm down to flip turn here, see if this thing's more physical or especially defensive. Kind of gauge it out there. That looked pretty physically defensive to me. Yep. I could go Sandygast here and opt for some Stealth Rock. Moonblast does do a fair amount to us still, though, which doesn't feel particularly great. I think we'll just go Grimer, honestly. If they go for knockoff, we get our AV removed, it is what it is. There's the knockoff, as expected. The AV on Seadra is a little bit more important, in my opinion. Granted, they didn't bring Elekid or Prinplup, so it's less needed, but it is what it is. We're going to go for a knockoff here. They send out their own Grimer. Does quite a lot. We do see the sticky hold, which makes sense. I'm kind of down to just click knockoff again. Drain Punch, okay. It's not going to do a whole lot. This might be a speed tie. Either way, we'll knock again. Getting rid of Grimer early is quite solid for Morgrim, as nobody really loves to switch into it after. They do want the second speed tie. And we each won one. That's completely fair. They should go down to this one, though. If not, this into a sneak should pick up the KO. Cool. Based on that damage, I don't think Grimer was Eviolite. Oh, it was Eviolite. Okay. Cool. So that's an Eviolite down. I'm going to guess Clefairy's the second. I obviously don't know for sure, but... So on this, we can go hard Dartrix. Now, this does get, like, Poison Jab and Rock Slide. They don't do a ton to us. Yeah, they don't do a ton to us, so should be okay there. They might go for like a Sword Stance, would be kind of scary. Maybe just a Stealth Rock here. We'll see. Sword Stance, okay. That is pretty scary. We will knock off first. Rock Slide, that makes sense. 197. No flinch is super big. Heavy duty boots, okay. We will just do a wing beat now. If we go down, it is what it is. And actually opt for the withdrawal, wow. So I did 45%. How much did we do there? We did exactly 20%. So yeah, that's pretty standard. That's fair. We're gonna opt for a Roost here. Iron Head. Okay. So on 197. I did 18% with Iron Head. God, Dartrix is such a beast. Let's go for a knockoff here. Let's see what item you are. You're a Chopple. Okay, that's completely fair. Let's roost again, and then I think we might hit a cheeky little baton pass. Game's going well so far, I would say. Pretty solid. They do withdraw. Okay. Do we see like a Dragonair come out here? Monferno maybe? We do see the Dragonair. Okay. So a Ice Beam shouldn't kill us. I think I want to knock them off first in case. Okay, they do draw Ice Beam. Okay. Yeah, it takes us slow. We get frozen, which kind of sucks. It is actually pretty annoying. We did dodge a lot of flinches, but that is still pretty annoying. Based off that damage, though, that did 77%. They're very special attack. Wanted to knock it off at least first, catch the item. I think we can go into Vander here for free, though, which is nice. It does open up Vander. I think we just get our screens up, honestly. I do hard swap. Do you go Pawniard? I think Pawniard probably is Brick Break here. Does Pawniard kill us with an Iron Head? We should live. Even Adamant is a very good roll in my favor. Down to D-Gloom here. They do Brick Break, as I figured. Pick up the KO. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So that's Pawniard gone. A pretty annoying Pokemon, all things considered. Do you see the Drillbur come back out? We are going to reflect in front of this, for sure. If they SD here, that's a good play. We do just Earthquake. Okay. Let's fire off a D-Gleam here. Monferno has yet to come out, which is a little scary. Go for Rapid Spin, fair. And that D-Gleam does just pick up the KO. Bro, Morgrim is strong, man. This guy is strong. We're gonna go for a light screen. Ice Beam. Should tank this pretty well, yep. We're gonna go for a T-Wave now. They do have Shed Skin, but before they switch out, I can go into somebody faster. Okay. Just means Clefairy or Monferno is getting T-Waved. Clefairy does, that's fine with me. I don't think there's any reason to let Morgrim go down here necessarily. I think we're going to switch back into Grimer. It's basically like we have a light screen up, since our AV's gone, but... Moonblast, that makes sense. Isn't a 2-hit KO, which is super nice. We have a... Do I knock or do I Poison Jab? I think I just Poison Jab here, honestly. Get my damage off. That's some really good damage. Pretty certain that has to be Eviolite. Yeah, 1000%. That's like Eviolite. Super defensive for it to take that little from P-Jab. Is Clefairy gone? Okay. Wonder if this Monferno's like a SD or a Woke Up set. Maybe Nasty Plot, some sort of setup here. Agility. Gotta be wary of that.
So Reflect is up for another turn. Can Monferno knock us out through Reflect? I would presume so. Yeah, something like a CC or a Flare Blitz would. We're just going to Shadow Sneak, get chip up. I don't think they can... I mean, they might set up in my face. We get the Poison Touch, which is really big. I'll be honest. Flare Blitz, okay. We're gonna go Sandy Gast here. It's pretty solid. We'll just Earth Power. If they want to go Dragonair, that's okay. We'll get chip on it. And pivot from there. The U-turn. Okay. So they're not choice locked. Really good to know. That's some solid damage on Dragonair. And we get a Spit F drop. That's pretty lucky. We're going to go hard Seadra here. Just because we're AV, we should be able to take anything, especially since the light screen's up. This Dragonair, frankly, can't do a ton to me, I don't believe. Ice Beam. This is literally going to do like 5 damage. 20 damage. Light screen, AV, resist. Holy. Yeah, we'll just Ice Beam here. Okay, they're Scarfed. Okay. And since we saw Monferno was not, in fact, choice locked, I think we can freely just go for a Surf here and pick up the dub. Even a Pasho, I think, is dying here. Awesome. That's a big dub. That's a big dub. I can't lie. If we win next week, I think we likely make playoffs. That was a 3 or 4-0 dub. We'll see right here. 4-0. So that puts us at, let's take a look, my fellas. So originally we were 3-3 -3. So this puts us at 4-3-1. The bad thing is next week we play Darya, who's undefeated. As of week 7, I don't know if they're undefeated. I have no clue. We'll see. The doc isn't updated. I don't wanna spoil myself on it because I usually do watch their videos and make some great content. But I think if we can beat them, we can make playoffs. They don't need the dub versus me to make playoffs. It could potentially if they lost this week, because Elfowls is in 2nd place at 6-1. So we'll see. That definitely gives us a chance to make playoffs, though, which is super exciting. Unfortunately, I think Maki was always out of playoffs from this battle on, so doesn't feel as bad for them if this was a possible playoff contention game. But thank you guys for watching. Week 8, going to be an interesting week. We're playing the undefeated person so far for a playoff chance, for a playoff spot. Yeah, but I'll see you guys then.